Hey everybody, welcome back to Excellence in Agriculture. Back when I made the Taragate video, I said I would make a comparison video of different reels and Polybraid. I explained a little bit of it back then, but I thought I'd do a quick video since I had all three of these rolled up in here for you to look at. These two are actually mine. This is my neighbor's. Before I got the Taragate reels, I was short, and he let me borrow this one. This is a Gallagher with turbo wire, Gallagher turbo wire on it. This is the Taragate with the tarabraid 9-strand. And this is an O'Brien's reel with a powerflex Super 6 wire. I don't know how much wire is on here. This is the big wide one. I believe this should hold a half mile, although not a half mile, this stuff. Maybe of this. I don't know what the capacity on this or anything, but I know it's the big one because it's got the 3 hooks up here. Honestly, they all work, and they all have their pros and cons. The Taragate, they're all 3-to-1 ratio reels. And these are both quarter-mile, quote-unquote, reels because the 9-strand is the most common. This is the smoothest geared, the Taragate. It's easiest to wind up when if I can, with this 9-strand, I can hook this on the back of the four-wheeler like this, and I can wind up an entire quarter-mile, nothing flat. You know, I undo my knot on the end, and I can roll it all up instead of having to walk. With the Super 6 and the O'Brien's, I have to walk, and that takes time. I mean, it doesn't kill me, but whatever. And this isn't long enough really to test that. This is really smooth. The Gallagher is smooth, and the O'Brien's works good. I think I would rate this, you know, in far as how smooth they're geared, I'll go 1, 2, 3. However, the Gallagher and the O'Brien are probably tied as far as that. I apologize if the wind is making this hard. I can't really tell you which wire I like the best. There are things I like about each of them. This, being a 6-strand, is the thinnest and the smallest. Here, I'll get a close-up. It's not very small. You can see it's not supposed to have those little bumps in it. I broke it, stretched it real tight once it got tangled, and then the wire broke and the entire wire got sprung. It still works. But that is the drawback of the 6. It's weak, but I've broke the 9-strand too. This has got 3 strands of mixed metal, copper, and aluminum, I believe, and 3 strands of aluminum. This is 9 strands of aluminum. I can testify, being out here in the pasture, this carries the current way better than this does. This has so much more resistance. I don't like it for that. I was warned about if you have the copper and if you leave it not electrified, the wildlife, especially coyotes, will come and they'll eat the stuff and and wreck your wire. The turbo wire from Gallagher, garbage. I mean, it works, but as you can see, it's not even a braid, it's a twine, where it's just like a piece of twine with poly and wire. Well, actually, I take that back. The wire is woven in kind of like a braid, and the poly is a twine. Whereas the poly braids, it's a complete braid. I like the powerflex's braid the best. I would like to try a 9-strand powerflex, but these are kind of a tie right now, being this is thin and gets tangled up real easily. That's the biggest thing I don't like about this. This gets so tangled up, you have to walk to wind it up, or else you just create yourself a nightmare and you will have a mess. Whereas this stuff, you don't have to worry about that. The O'Briens and the Gallagher have a nice rounded hook on here. Sits on the back of the four-wheeler real nice that way. The Taragate is more straight and it still works. This would work better though if I made a mount for mounting up by the four-wheeler, which I'd like to do. I think it would be easier to do that way. I don't like doing it on the back of the four-wheeler. This is how I string it out. So I put it on the back of the four-wheeler and drive. They all work, except this one. If it's real rough, this will get to bouncing and will fall off. The O'Brien's has a nice cushy rubber handle, which I love. The Taragate has a plastic handle, which works. This is just more comfy and squishy. And Gallagher goes all fancy and has a shield for your hand. And that's nice. And it sits up a lot higher, as you can see. These guys, it's real close. And when you're winding it up, you know, that wire can sit there, and if one breaks, you know, it hits your knuckle. This protects you from that. That's kind of cool. But it's big and bulky and heavy. I mean, this is the big one. I don't have a small Gallagher here. But honestly, they all work. The Gallagher has a plastic latch that detents and clicks up and goes down. It works. I don't trust it because it's plastic. I don't really like it. It works, but I don't know. Because I'm borrowing it and stuff, I'm being real careful with it. The O'Brien's has a metal catch, which is real good, but then it's got this flimsy little plastic tabby deal to hold this up, and it sits here and bounces and jiggles, and the Super 6 likes to wrap on it, and it's kind of annoying to undo. You got to push it over and down. The Taragate has the same style metal catch, but it is got a detent. Way better. Taragate wins on the catch, and then the O'Brien's simply because it has a metal catch, and then the Gallagher with the plastic. The Taragate has the nicest, well, no, I'm going to say the Gallagher has the nicest handle for rolling up. I wish I had the other one here, but this handle has already failed on one of my Taragates. I should really contact the company. I only used it twice, and this handle has come off. You have to hold it on there to use it. It's very annoying because it's just a piece of plastic in there with a groove, and it's just garbage. It spins nice, but it doesn't last. The O'Brien's spins okay, but I think it will last longer. But honestly, I kind of like the Gallagher. I think I would vote that one. Reel guides, they're kind of all about the same. I did have, was it this one? Where I had the wire pushing against it like this or whatever. Yeah, this one is malformed a little bit. It seems like it's not the highest quality compared to the O'Brien's, the Gallagher. Gallagher, actually, the annoying thing about the Gallagher, come on, is it's so wide that the handle will actually slip right through there. Whereas these, they don't. It's a little narrower. As you can see, this is narrow, this is wide. Just kind of annoying. Oh, another note on the wire. This is a Super 6 powerflex, and seeing how much narrower it is, this is a half-mile wire on a quarter-mile reel. So if you had a half-mile reel, you could have 1 mile of wire. I think that would be overkill, and this stuff likes to tangle, and like I said, you have to walk. I like having a half-mile wire on my reel, though. especially when you're working on a quarter of land for a pasture. Wow, this is 100 acres. The quarter mile ends up always being a little too short. That's where I really like having this. Having a half mile of wire. I really like that. And beans, it's smaller and all that, it carries the current better than the quarter mile of this stuff. Just a note for those of you who didn't see my other video, I have had testimonials on how the Taragate, if you're bale grazing, moisture likes to get inside here and they'll freeze up on you and break. The O'Brien's doesn't have that problem. It seems to be more sealed up better or more hardy for wintertime use when the snow melts and gets inside and then refreezes. The Gallagher, I don't have any data on that. I think I do know someone who uses the Gallagher for bale grazing. I don't know. We'll test that out this winter when we do the bale grazing. So be sure and subscribe if you're not already, so you'll see that video and others. If this has helped you, click like. That really helps us a lot. And I suppose you're wondering about my Gallagher posts. I'm going to do a post comparison video, but I can tell you I really like these Gallagher step-in posts. They work quite nicely. But that's for another video for another day. Oh, why not? I'll give you a quick bonus since we're out here. This is what I'm using to electrify my fence. It's a Parmac 30-mile fencer. Works real good on all these strands. I usually get 5,000 or more volts. And I've just got it hooked on the back with some wire. Now I find that they do have a bracket that'll attach on here and it'll go right on top of your steel post, just ka-chunk, and you're done. That's really nice. I should get one of those. And then the ground I just wrap on the barbed wire, and then I just wrap the wire on my Polybraid, and that runs the entire fence. Works good. Works real slick. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm John. This is Excellence in Agriculture, and we'll see you next time.